Alright, hello, welcome to part 11 of my Halo Custom Edition map creation tutorial. In part 10, or in the previous part, we tackled smoothing to a certain degree. I am well aware of the fact that not everything has been smoothed correctly, as you can see here, and a couple of bits here and there. And there's nothing specifically wrong with that, seeing as there is going to be a final cleanup stage, if you will. Once we've tested this in game. Smoothing groups are really for aesthetics only. To be honest, in a very rare case do you get errors which are caused by smoothing, which do not allow you to compile your maps successfully into a game engine. But anyways, leading up to trying to get this in game, we first need to attach our structures, which are these things, into our main mesh. So we need to integrate these into this, and it's not a simple case of just attaching them and leaving it like so. They have to be physically fused to the mesh. They have to be part of the mesh. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do that. So before we do anything else, let's just save this as file number 11. Alright, I'm going to grab my main structures here. I'm going to hit Alt Q, and we're going to do a little bit of division here. I'm going to separate these objects. So I'm going to go into our modify panel. These should already be in edit poly form. If they're not, just right click and convert them to an editable poly. Go to element mode, and I'm going to grab these two structures and attach them as aerial platforms. Grab these two structures, detach them as main bases, and now we're left with this, which is already the named main structure, so we'll leave it as it is. What I am going to do though is go into effect pivot point only, center to object. Oops, let's take it. There we go. And now I'm going to grab the pivot point. So at the moment we're not affecting the actual object's transformation in any way. We're just affecting the pivot point of the object. And I'm going to hit S to bring up my snaps, and then I'm just going to snap that to this bottom vert over here, and that's just going to be easy for us to select it and manipulate it in any way that we want to later on. So once you're done, just hit S to get rid of snaps and uncheck affect pivot point only, and we can also hit the light bulb to bring us out of isolation mode. Alright, now with our main structure selected, I'm going to control click on our landscape mesh, and then I'm going to hit Alt Q to isolate those both. Or alternatively, you could just right click and hide unselected, and that will hide anything that you do not have selected in the scene. Alright, so before I attach this to my structure, I want to talk a little bit about gameplay, specifically gameplay inside in a multiplayer environment. Typically I would view this as a strategic point. It's it sort of brings the whole map together. It's the center focal point, and I may in fact hide like a rocket launcher somewhere, or a sniper rifle, or even a turret here or whatever. The main point of this structure is for you to get to it as fast as you can and pick up a heavy weapon and just lay waste to everyone else in the battlefield. So that's the whole point of this structure, apart from aesthetics, of course. Now, because of that, I can't really just leave it placed as it is. It needs to be placed in such a specific position that it's fair for both teams. And what I mean by that, if we look at it in its current state, the only way to access, the structure itself is from the right side. So the guys coming from this base are going to have pretty much decent access to it. They just have to just keep going forward, essentially. Whereas the guys on the left base have to go behind, go around, and then get onto the base. Since there's no, left side access, it's only right side only. Because of that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to hit A to bring up my angle snaps, and then I'm going to hit T actually to bring up my top view, and then hit Z zoom out a little bit with my middle mouse wheel. Now I'm just going to rotate this minus 90 degrees on the Z axis, like so. I'm going to hit P, go back into my perspective, and I don't really like how that faces that, so I'm just going to, in the transformation panel and the Z coordinate box, I'm just going to get rid of that minus, and oops, I'll just type in 90 again, there we go. And yeah, I think that looks a bit better. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. Both teams now have equal access onto the structure. These guys can go from there, and the guys over here can go from there. So all is fair in the world of multiplayer design. Not sure about the rest of the map, but I think this part's okay. Anyways, moving on, let's get to attaching this sucker to our base. Before we do anything else, I just want to kind of get this into a position roughly where I'm going to like where it is. At the moment we've got a problem with polygon blending here, where faces are blending into each other. So I'm going to have to push some of these faces down to accommodate our structure. So let's select our level. Let's go into vertex mode, open up soft selection, and we want to use soft selection. And I'm going to increase the threshold a little bit, so we're affecting a few more faces and verts on a global scale. I'm just going to push that down. I don't want to push it down too much because it creates this kind of unnecessary steep angle, which I'm not really a fan of. So push that down like that. It's all about finding the right verts, to be honest. Okay, so that's where I want to attach it to. In fairness, I could bring this our structure up a little bit, just as a compromise. So something like that. Then I have to bring this up, but you know, I'd rather bring this up than push this down. Moving back onto our mesh, hit 1 to bring up vertex mode again, and we'll push this bit down, and push this bit down. Lovely. And I did say I was going to bring this bit up, so I'm going to do that now, like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, but near enough. Something like that. I don't really want the faces to be touching, but I want them close to each other. Okay, that's a bit weird. No, can't do that. That's a bit better. Like so. Whoops. Get in here. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna hit save really quickly. Now what I'm going to be doing is, how can I explain it? I specifically, when I'm attaching this, I don't really want to interrupt any of the surrounding geometry any more than I have done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around our base by cutting in extra geometry using the cut tool in vertex, face, or edge mode, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to be using that template as sort of a cap so that I can connect, you know, so I can just cut away all the polygons which I don't need and then attach them to my base. And that probably makes no sense to you whatsoever, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. In vertex mode, right click, engage cut, the cut tool, and you just want to roughly cut around your structure, creating some sort of a template. Don't worry about creating additional geometry. You don't really need to be bothered about that. You don't really need to be bothered about n-gons or anything like that. You just want to try and get a close match to the structure as you can. Yep. Okay, we'll link to that vertex there. And okay, where are we? We started from there, so get all the way around to here, and there we are. Alright, now I'm just going to select all of the polygons around the inside of the template which we made, just so I know um, what I need to delete once we completely zoom out of this thing. Remember, you want to be selecting all the polygons on the inside of what you cut, not the outside, not there, just the inside. Alright, I'm going to hit Alt Q to isolate our mesh, and now I just need to drag a selection box over all of that and simply hit delete. Alright, now probably a good idea to, try and get the vertices as close to each other as possible. And I haven't attached this yet, but I can use the snaps tool to snap the vertex from the mesh that we have currently selected to another mesh which we don't have selected. So I'm just going to snap that to there. I'm going to select the vertex and zoom in on it by hitting Z, like I just did there. Snap that to there. Don't worry about creating additional geometry. Just go to the edge mode if you need to create a couple more vertices, and just insert a vertex on an edge, and then you can snap it to there later on. I'm just going to create another one there. Oopsie. Right, we'll snap that to there, snap you to there, snap you to there, snap you to there. You can take care of the geometry as you go along, so getting rid of all those nasty n-gons if you want to. It's not completely necessary, but it is compulsory later on, so it's probably best that you do it now rather than later. Otherwise it'll probably come up and bite you on the ass. Triangles and four-sided polygons are perfectly fine. Snap you to there, snap you to there, and I want to try and relax the tension as much as I can, so I'm going to pull you across. And there we go. You can be snapped to there. Go into edge mode, insert another vertex into there. Snap that to there. Connect those two vertices, and we'll snap that vertex to there, that vertex to there, and grab those two vertices and connect them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a quad. It's a strange quad, but actually I don't even think we need to even do that, to be honest. We could have done this because we've got extra, a few extra vertices over there. Didn't notice that. Right, connect those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's fine. And I don't think we're going to need that. So I'll just snap those two vertices together. Remember, when you're snapping a vertex to another vertex, although it seems like it's, become one vertex, they are essentially still two vertices. You just have them overlapping each other exactly. So you will need to go ahead and weld those. So don't forget about that. But we can worry about that later on. So just going to snap that vertex to there. Snap that vertex to there. No, perhaps not. We have to incorporate some additional vertices. Whoops, no. No, where's it gone? Not in the right selection mode. There we go. Insert vertex. 1, 2. And then yeah, we can snap that to there. Try and move you back a little bit, and how do I want to? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to make that into a triangle actually. No, we'll leave it as it is. Alright, so if I snap that to there, I'm going to need 2 extra vertices on that edge, 1 and 2, just to get into that corner. Alright, and connect those two, so I have a quad here and a quad over there. We can snap you to there, and we can snap you, you to there. And then I just need one vertex into there. And we can connect you to there. Snap you to there. And insert a vertex there. This is sometimes just like a really big jigsaw puzzle. Just finding the right way to incorporate things. It's not necessarily hard, it's just overly complex. It's just doing the same thing again and again, which sometimes runs you down. Need to there. And that is a plane going overhead. I apologize about that. Connect to those two, and how far are we? Oh, we're nearly done. Are we? Yeah, we are. Okay, snap that to, and we'll have to insert a few vertices, so 1 and 2 for the moment. Connect to those 2 vertices, so that's now a quad. And well, actually, I don't think we even need you. Just gonna hit Control A and do a quick weld. There we go. And insert a vert here. Oops. We just need one more vertex there and one more there. And that is complete now. I just need to worry about that last end gone. And now what we can do, just do a quick check. Make sure there are no holes anywhere. Yeah, that's fine. And now I'm just going to right click, attach, and attach our structure to our level here. And then I'm going to go into vertex mode, hit Control A, and weld. Okay, once you've welded, you are going to notice that there is a bit of a smoothing group error here, and that is specifically because these two objects, when we smoothed them, we didn't account for them that we'd be attaching them together again. That was just a lapse of judgment on my part, and the result of that is that they both were sharing smoothing groups, which are now blending into each other, and I'll sort that out later. The main thing is that they're attached, and they're all working as they should be. In order to check for any holes, you can hit 3 on the keyboard and hit Control A, and then hit Alt X and just zoom around your mesh, and any spots which are highlighted by red edges are parts where you have an open edge, which is essentially just a hole in your mesh. So if I delete this polygon here, go into border mode, hit Control A, it will now highlight that as an open edge, and it's probably best to go into Alt X or X-ray mode, just so you get a clearer view of everything. And I know I have an open edge here, I haven't capped that off, so don't worry about that. Alright, so in the next tutorial, I'll continue attaching all the other objects which we have in our scene. But for now, go ahead and save, and I will see you in part 12.